In the pre-dawn gloom of Sparta, the city's greatest champions stirred awake. Among them stood Captain Leonidas, a battle-hardened warrior whose scarred visage spoke of decades on the front lines. At his side was Lysandra, an accomplished tactician and his childhood friend, whose keen mind had saved many Spartan phalanxes from enemy ambushes. Watching over them both was Demetrios, a young recruit burning with the fierce ambition that defined every Spartan youth. Together, they formed the heart of Sparta's most elite unit. Persia were marching toward Greece, crossing the Hellespont with tens of thousands of soldiers. Sparta's council of elders convened urgently, calling for all citizens to stand ready. Leonidas, his voice steady but fierce, reminded his men of their sacred duty. No man leaves the line. No man retreats. We are Sparta. Under Lysandra's guidance, the Spartans crafted ingenious defenses along the narrow pass of Thermopylae. Logs were sharpened into stakes, ditches were dug under cover of night, and every crag of rock became an opportunity for an ambush. Demetrios, though young, proved himself invaluable, scouting Persian positions and reporting back with uncanny precision. As dawn broke on the eve of battle, the air trembled with anticipation. The Persian horde stretched beyond the horizon, a sea of shields and spears. Leonidas donned his crimson cloak and polished his bronze cuirass, each movement deliberate. He clasped Lysandra's arm in a rare gesture of camaraderie. "Tomorrow we make our stand," he promised. "For Sparta, for Greece, for freedom." The first clash was thunderous. Persian archers rained arrows upon the narrow pass, but the Spartan shields formed an unbroken wall. Lysandra's orders echoed across the ranks. "Lower your spears. Step forward together." With disciplined lunges, they pushed back wave after wave of attackers, their shields locking like living armor. Demetrios, caught in the fray, found himself face to face with a towering Persian warrior. Their blades met in a shower of sparks. Remembering Leonidas's training, the youth angled his spear upward, striking the invader's breastplate. As the giant fell, cries of victory rose, but there was no time to celebrate. Another enemy surged in. The sun reached its zenith, and exhaustion began to seep into even the hardest Spartan bones. Sensing weakness, Xerxes dispatched his elite immortals to break the line. Lysandra, spotting their stratagem, ordered a sudden flanking maneuver. Half the phalanx would pivot while the others held the front. The shock of this unexpected move sent the immortals reeling. Yet Persia's numbers were endless. As a hidden path was revealed, a fresh wave of soldiers poured onto the battlefield behind the Spartans. Surrounded, Leonidas sounded the war horn. "Hold fast," he roared, leading a desperate countercharge. Lysandra and Demetrios fought at his side, their unity a beacon of Spartan valor. Yet Persia's numbers were endless. As a hidden path was revealed, a fresh wave of soldiers poured onto the battlefield behind the Spartans. Surrounded, Leonidas sounded the war horn. "Hold fast," he roared, leading a desperate countercharge. Lysandra and Demetrios fought at his side, their unity a beacon of Spartan valor. When the dust finally settled, only a handful of Spartans remained standing. Leonidas, bleeding but unbowed, surveyed the field. Though most of their brothers lay fallen, the narrow pass stood unconquered. They had delayed the Persian advance, buying critical time for Greece to rally its forces. Lysandra knelt by a fallen comrade, pressing a final prayer to the gods of Olympus. News of the Spartan stand spread across the Hellenic world like wildfire. Though their numbers had perished, their legend burned bright. Demetrios, now tempered by sacrifice, vowed to carry forward the warrior's spirit. In Sparta, temples rose in honor of Leonidas and his men, eternal reminders that even against overwhelming odds, courage and unity could shape the course of history.